Convergence. I said that and I don't have my thing ready. No, I don't got it.
I thought that was
So much
deliberate
suspense.
pause. Like
I'm
he's
glad I'm glad
setting
it
us
came off
up.
that way. I'm glad it came off that way. I'm glad it came off that way. It's the summer of 2004, Degoya County, New Mexico. You're still Dash, Tanya, and Santiago, but you're not the Deep Lake Latchkeys. There never were Deep Lake Latchkeys, and there never was a missing TV station. Rather, one of you is a disgraced celebrity, and the rest their entourage. Which of you is the disgraced celebrity? What did you do to earn your infamy?
I want to nudge to the one of us who only has one name in their uh profile name.
What? I was lazy typing.
Who is the disgraced celebrity? What did you do?
Yeah, Santiago. What'd you do?
Oh man, are we still in the 90s?
It's 2004.
It's 2004. Um, it's 2004. I'm a disgraced celebrity.
You might have been disgraced in the 90s for what it's worth.
That's true. Um, I am a terrible choice for this. I know so little about celebrities. Uh, it involved a what looked like a bouncy castle, but it was actually not inflated with air, but full of cocaine.
Wait, the castle was full of cocaine?
It was an astronomical amount of cocaine. It looked like we were shipping an inflatable bouncy castle across the border,
Filled
but
with kilos of
it was
cocaine.
filled with kilograms, yeah, kilos of cocaine. So like you could like pop a little sort of trim off and like you know
Wow, that'll do it.
yeah. The what really disgraced me wasn't the cocaine, but the children in the bouncy castle.
How did you avoid prison?
Ah, um, I was underage at the time. Like I said, I'm terrible at this.
Parent is a senator.
All right, I'll take that. Parent as a senator.
Fantastic. So it all got kind of explained away.
I was so prepared for a normal game of skinny jeans, and now I'm not prepared.
I'm sorry. Tanya, Dash, what role do you play in Santiago's life? How do you make his life easier? How do you help cover up and smooth the way?
Santiago wasn't born for celebrity. I think I'm his we were probably friends going growing up, but I'm now his manager, and I'm kind of the one who has it together, and probably maybe to help Ryan out here, the power behind the throne. So I organize everything and just tell him where to be and
What kind of
when
celebrity is
and what
Santiago?
to
What does he
do.
do? Is he just like a rich kid, or does he have like, is it like a Paris Hilton thing, or does he have a talent of some
I
sort?
I actually like that idea of it's like a Paris Hilton sort of thing, and we're trying out different things.
Oh,
So
I
we've
see. It's
tried out
music,
music, we've
acting.
tried
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
movies, we've tried out Broadway. Like nothing's quite worked out, but like there's something about Santiago's charisma in just having a single name. And um also just who he is. Yeah, like he's just very charismatic, and we know that there's something here. We've been trying it. I think that that's what got us into the bounce house rave problem incident is that we were just trying something new. We're trying to make him a
I kind of
DJ.
like the idea that, it's a DJ thing. I kind of like the idea of like, this was meant to be like at some big, like, white party style circuit party or something, right? And like the cocaine bouncy house, but it ended up at some kid's birthday party. Like,
Yes.
it was like
Yeah.
a switcheroo.
There were wires that were crossed. Yeah.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
we're in our early 20s. We don't have everything figured out.
It was like a whole
Um,
fire festival situation
yes.
here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good.
And I feel like in some degree of like a gesture of goodwill, Santiago nude swung on a wrecking ball through the bouncy house to shatter it, to show like this is not who I am.
But at your bouncy house, there was no cocaine because that was at some kid's birthday party.
Right, okay, got it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, boing.
Incredible. Dash,
I love it.
what do you do to ease Santiago's path?
Oh boy. I was thinking the frenemy Nicole Richie to
I love
Santiago's
it.
Paris
It's good.
Hilton.
Yeah. Just another rich kid who's trying to like attach yourself to Santiago's ambient, low grade celebrity. Good.
Except maybe Dash was like more than just famous for being famous. Maybe he was like a child actor,
Yeah.
so he has a bit of clout.
Okay. Good. I love it. A shuttle is taking you to Converge, a posh wellness resort situated in a remote corner of this county in New Mexico. But in your case, it's not so much a resort as it is a retreat from fame, a retreat from the burning eye of the spotlight, a retreat from questions about how that bounce castle ended up at a kid's birthday party when it was not supposed to, a retreat from everything. It's a slow journey, winding through hills and speeding across flats. A recording about the history of the region plays over the sound system, but it's all just banal trivia you couldn't possibly care less about. Converge is the sort of place the intergenerationally wealthy come to reset their special airs, a perfectly manicured hospitality experience with an emphasis on the healing power of music and sound. When things went sideways back home, a mysterious benefactor thought it would be good for Santiago to get away from it all, and paid for your entire trip. It's a little odd that this generous fan didn't want to reveal their identity, but you could each use a little bit of healing magic right now. And so here you are, listening to this audio recording about the history of this desert town, this desert county. Let me ask Dash and Tanya, why do you expect to feel out of place at Converge?
All the straights. Come on, let's face it.
I I would say I probably um I'm good at logistics. I am bad at like yeah, the social aspect of things. And maybe that's who knows? We're not sure what happened with Bounce House, but it might have just been me intimidated by fame and fortune and all of these very fabulous people that made me slip. The White Castle incident. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's in chat. That's amazing. Um, for me, I think I'm constantly on the watch for paparazzi. There's got to be a camera
Oh,
in the
good.
bushes somewhere aiming at me. I know
Yeah.
they're no not far away.
This audio recording you've been listening to abruptly changes. A disguised voice on the recording addresses you each by name and then says, I really want you to get some well-earned rest, but I'm afraid there's another reason I've brought you here. The details flow in a nearly incoherent stream. There's a whole thing about the convergence of celestial bodies, a secret cult of the rich and powerful known as the Harmony, and an inevitable human sacrifice. Most importantly, the person on the recording has tasked you with putting a stop to this ritual activity. After all, what better way could there be to restore your reputation than helping stop the plans of a murderous cult? As the recording reaches its conclusion, the shuttle driver, Rory, ejects the CD, snaps it in half, and tosses one half out the window. And he looks into the rearview mirror and says, "How about we don't tell anyone we heard that?" I'll pose the following to Tanya. During the drive, you saw a figure in a long cowled robe standing on the side of the road. The sight made you feel strangely at home, but no one else seemed to notice it at all. Describe to the other characters in character what you saw and how it made you feel.
Did did you all see the Gwar guy on the side of the road? Are they supposed to be here? Have we heard anything about Gwar being here?
What's
Desert
a
getting to you.
guar?
Yeah, desert's getting to you again, Tony. Drink some water.
They're like the monster guy band that wears the old armor and they look weird. This one had like a really long black robe on. Uh
Rory, you got any water? This Evian stuff is not. Tanya's dehydrated.
Don't you mean kiss?
Rory says, "I'm sorry, but I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore."
but so does that mean that you saw the Gwar guy? Are they supposed to be here?
We'll be at Converge in just a few minutes.
I
I
love
like a
that
driver
band.
who doesn't talk.
I love that band. They have no reason to be here. They're not going to fit in at all.
So
If
Gwar
they're
was
just wandering
hitchhiking.
around,
They're hitchhiking on the side of the road. Should we go back and pick them up? Is that what you're saying?
maybe I would like run to the back of the shuttle to see and like yeah, like there's nobody back there anymore.
And now I must address you each as players, not characters. The celebrity and their entourage can just say, "Fuck this. We're not getting involved in some secret cult shit." You can turn around and not go to Converge. You can always go chill for a few days at Meemaw's cabin in Santa Fe, right? Um, if you do, narrate an epilogue for your character showing how things never really change when it comes to the life of Santiago. Then, something in the recorded message is a clue that the latchkeys can use for an active mystery. Irrespective of what you decide, come up with that clue now. What was in the recording that might be of interest to the Deep Lake latchkeys? Who don't exist, by the way.
So as players, we could back out now and say, not interested in this dungeon. So
And then we go do a night phase with the latchkeys as we were.
but why would we do that after all the preparation and you setting up the autobiographical shrouded figure on the road? Yeah.
Hopefully there's enough hooks that you'll just do the scenario.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
it's a good question. If the celebrity and their entourage continue on to Converge, the clue that you're going to define will instead become the clue for the Convergence mystery. You should know that completing this mystery will give your characters, your latchkeys, access to a special set of rewards. However, if your Convergence character is killed, your latchkey must immediately mark the chromatic desert.
Whoa.
If you have already marked the chromatic desert, you must mark the pure white signal. Know also that you don't have access to your corner of the house or the key of the child, though you will have access to a single item you brought with you to Converge, as well as a new key, the key of cleansing.
Hmm.
Well, I could go for a good cleansing, so I feel like I'm going to stay aboard this Converge sidebar. So our task is, for at least for me, if I'm staying, to define a clue that will ultimately not benefit the latchkeys if one of us is staying, right?
So you all have to stay or you all have to go. And that's it. You all have to continue being the entourage or you have to go back to being the latchkeys.
All right.
And the clue, it can be anything that you heard of interest in the recording.
So there were things about like alignment of stars,
Cults, human sacrifice.
cults, human sacrifice. Um, and then it was the recording before that was like the history of Degoya County and that kind
It
of
was,
thing.
yeah.
Um, I um have we got into the like I don't remember if we've got into the conquistadors piece of the Odyssey tape story or the Odyssey story or not. I kind of want like something about the conquistadors starting this cult or a cult.
That's
Um,
interesting. Like the conquistadors that landed here back in the 14th or so, as we 16th century. Um,
Is it
maybe it
like
was
a
assumed to be a mutiny, but the truth is maybe that's what the tape is saying. Like, it was assumed to be a mutiny, but in fact, it was a blood sacrifice. Like
I
an
like
ancient
the
aliens kind of
conquistadors.
thing.
The conquistadors were involved in a blood sacrifice. I think that's pretty interesting.
What if it was a like a splinter group called the Armonia?
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So this group has been around since the days of the conquistadors in some form. That's pretty good. We'll put a place. We'll have a place on the character keeper to note this in a moment. Once you've made your decision about whether you're going to continue or not. If you are, it sounds like we are.
I'm up for it, but what about the rest of you?
I mean, I'm up for it because this is the one
Bade.
that I wrote.
Right.
Oh, hang on. Mike wrote it. I'm out.
Fantastic. Well, then we're going to start by going around the table to learn more about these characters. On your turn, please tell us the following. Santiago, I want to know what you actually hope to do next in your career. For the other two of you, what would you be doing right now if you weren't doing this? And then, after you're done saying so, you will pick another player to say what you brought with you to Converge and add that to your sheet under your corner of the house. It functions like your corner of the house items do, but it has to be removed at the end of the mystery.
I want to say that Santiago and I had the Fallout conversation that ended with, well, maybe you should just go home. And that we would have kind of like split up our efforts and just gone back to an ordinary life wherever that was, which would mean resetting the past 5, 6 years of our lives, or at least my life. I'm essentially like, this is the opportunity to salvage being Santiago's manager.
Pick someone to say what you brought with you to Converge.
Um, I kind of want, yeah, like Ben from Dash's perspective, something that you might have seen in Tanya's bag or something like that. You're aware of the fallout and all of that kind of thing.
I think you have been studying a book, not how to win friends and influence people, but something like that, maybe a little more new age, a little more, you're trying to salvage and you're looking for any ammunition you can use to do that.
Dash, what would you be doing right now if you weren't a hanger on of Santiago's?
Probably at another stupid convention, shaking people's sticky hands and pretending I still care about this show I was on as a kid.
I love it. Pick someone to say what you brought with you.
I would like to hear from Brian.
I think it's a all access stage pass, but it's one that's it'll pass for anything. It's like the people who have those ski lift badges. Like you've got a badge that you could just flash it, and it's gonna be like, oh yeah,
It looks just official enough everywhere you go.
right. Yeah.
It's pretty good. A little lanyard.
Definitely the lanyard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, Santiago, where do you hope? What do you hope you'll be doing in your career next? Your career.
I I feel like uh my next calling is live theater, and was thinking to perform in a tap dance version of Equus by Peter Schaefer.
I just watched
Um,
Equus. That's so funny.
Perfect. Yeah, because the tap dancing and the hoofs clip clopping, and the kind of vague eroticism to like completely divorce myself from the cocaine bouncy castle troubles. I think I think the tap dance live version of Equus is my next hope, and I'm really hoping that my manager Tanya can get me there, and I'm hoping Dash will keep rehearsing the tap dance routines with me.
Fantastic. I love it. All right. Good.
I'm supposed to call in somebody for a corner of the house item, yes?
You are indeed. Yeah.
All right. Tanya, what do you got for me? Mike.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tie it all together here. This is going to be the balloon horse sculpture. Um, who is that? Whoever the artist is,
I know
escaping
what,
my mind.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's an inflatable pool toy version of that is filled with cocaine.
Mm,
A little souvenir from the White Castle incident.
Perfect.
fantastic. You have two questions here for this mystery. The first is which person at Converge has been marked for sacrifice? It's a complexity 6. It allows you to resolve the mystery by getting that person safely out of the Harmony's reach. However, if you do it that way, the Harmony will be an ongoing danger in the TV Odyssey campaign. Alternatively, you can do the harder question. When and where will the Harmony's ritual take place? That's a complexity 8. Resolve the mystery by confronting the Harmony and putting a stop to their plans. Let's take a 15-minute break so we can do some pop culture research if you need to do that. And we will come back and start playing.
Can I ask a quick question? Is there a
Sure.
column for this in the character
No, I
keeper?
haven't put it in there yet.
Okay,
I
got
didn't
it.
know if you were going to do it or not. So,
Gotcha. All right.
all right. See you all in a bit.
Jason, I got a quick question.
Hmm. Yeah.
Is the what am I trying to say? The purpose of this, I guess you might say, kind of a a filler fever dream scenario. Like if you don't get all your normal players to the table, you can say, all right, we're going to do this
No,
one
this
shot.
is a lost transmission, which is a special type of mystery for public access.
Ah,
One where we see the latchkeys, but they're like different alternate timeline versions of their latchkeys. And the purpose is to kind of explore the history of Degoya County.
okay.
And but in this instance, it's not the history of Degoya County. It's actually running like it's at the same time as
Yeah.
when the latchkeys should be. It's the summer of 2004,
Okay.
and that's it. Yeah.
So there are other lost transmission
Yes.
scenarios out there. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there's
Thank
the
you.
Ghost Bro Mystery Show, the Great Degoya County Chili Cook-Off. What else? We're doing a whole
Right.
contest right now, writing a
Okay.
bunch of them. So
And
yeah,
in all of those, you break away from the normal latchkey
yes,
thing.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah. We're actually running a writing contest in the Gauntlet right now, where people watch. People work in teams and they watch two different
Yeah.
horror movies, and then they combine those horror movies
I've seen a little bit of that, but
to
got it. Didn't understand
inspire
the.
the Lost Transmission. Yeah.
Terrific. Thank you.
And I think we have one other, because I think you missed the setup for this, or you might have missed the setup for this. Is um, right now in our campaign, Tanya is listening to recordings labeled Converge tapes. So we've
Right.
got those that triggered this.
That
And
triggered
then
this. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have one other one. I think we might have
You have the chili cook-off tape.
the chili cook-off
You do, yeah.
Right.
recipe book.
And are they audio cassette tapes rather than VHS?
These particular tapes that Tanya listening to are like it's like one of those like hard clamshell collections of cassette tapes,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
have like sounds and stuff.
Gotcha. Thanks.
We don't
the
explain.
cook-off
We don't
is,
explain how you're all experiencing this. It's just happening. So
All right.
The cook-off is a cookbook that we have.
there's. Oh yeah, you have the cookbook. Is it a cookbook or the? I think you
we
have a
the
video.
cookbook.
It's not a video. Maybe it is.
Whatever. We're in a different reality now.
I don't remember, but in any case, yes.
Oh,
All
it
right.
is a tape. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
tape.
thought it was a tape. Yeah. But yeah, this like new edition of public access, Skinny Jeans, which is really going to become the ultimate final edition of public access. The TV Odyssey campaign is much shorter, but you fill it out with these little lost transmissions. So, all right, here we go. Oh, we are recording. We were recording the whole time. I didn't realize that. Damn it. Well, maybe I'll go edit that out later.
Good thing I didn't fart a lot on camera. Har, har, har.
All right. Let me give myself a clean intro here. Okay, we are back. You have arrived at Converge. You are ostensibly going to take this mysterious person up on their offer to find out about this cult and maybe who's going to be sacrificed or maybe where the ritual is going to take place. But you're also here to kind of get Santiago straightened out and to just chill and lay low for a while until this whole White Castle situation sort of bounces away from the public eye, as it were. It is daytime. You arrive at the all-inclusive Converge Spa and Resort. Aside from standard spa services like a masseuse, sauna, body waxing, Converge's treatment facility includes a massive sound bath and sensory deprivation chamber, a shallow pool of hot spring water heavily salted from natural deposits lies beneath a geodesic dome. The interior is architected and sound dampened to a point where you can barely hear yourself speak. Guests float effortlessly across the surface, and you'll see this as you sort of walk by this geodesic dome. There's a conservatory. This is what the resort is very famous for and why a lot of musicians come here. It's a perfectly cylindrical structure, 2 stories tall, at the center of terraced gardens. And supposedly people go into this structure to make their music reach transcendent levels. There's a number of guest rooms, and you will each be given your own room. Converge embraces communal transparency, you'll discover. So a glass wall spans the rear of each guest room, seamless, aside from a doorway in the middle of it. So you're kind of always exposed, in a sense. There's a dining plaza. And of course, you can always take a short paved hike into the desert. Let's just narrate you all kind of arriving. There's a manager. Halston is his name. Very serious, wearing a well-pressed blazer, perfect hair, perfect teeth. Imagine Murray Bartlett from the first season of White Lotus, right? It's that kind of thing. Welcome, welcome to Converge. And he's kind of describing all these things to you as I've done. He takes you to your rooms. He says, now, if you intend to receive treatment in the treatment dome, I recommend you do so within the next 2 hours. Lunch will be served, and the expectation is that everyone will be in the dining hall promptly when the lunch chime is struck. Do you have any questions?
What's the room service setup?
We don't do room service at Converge, I fear. We find that Converge is the sort of place where, well, you're out in the desert and you're roughing it. That's the way to look at it. You really want to get out there and do things for yourself.
Do you have a moist towelette that I could? The desert's a little chafing. I just would like to cleanse just briefly before the treatment dome. A
Yes,
moist towelette, if you please.
yes, of course. Of course. And he, snaps his fingers, and someone produces a towel, not a towelette, a towel. It's been monogrammed with the symbol, the Converge symbol.
Oh, thank you. That's refreshing. That's so much better. Civilization, the signs of civilization. We can't leave those behind, can we?
Yes, roughing it, but within reason. And he gives you all the key cards to your rooms. What do you all do?
Well, is my room a little bit nicer than Tanya and Dash's room?
Yeah, it's actually an ensuite, and so it's like there are like 2 little rooms attached to your room. Yeah.
Excellent.
Why do you get the big room? Dash will say, peering in around the door.
Yeah, if you have to ask, you know how it goes, Dash.
Do I know how it goes, Santiago?
Look, let's just spend some time together in the treatment dome. It's good for both of us.
Fine.
I feel like Santiago and Dash probably have bellhops carrying their luggage, but Tanya is like dragging her bags along and has 3 bags. Yet she's got a shoulder bag and she's carrying. And I kind of like, as Dash and Santiago are having this discussion, I probably sidle over to Halston and I'm like, Halston,
Yes?
I a
Why are
question.
you
I know,
whispering?
because of what I'm about to ask. Um, I don't want to intrude on any of the guests' privacy, but is there a chance that Guar is here?
I don't understand that word. You're going to have to define it for me, I fear.
Guar. It's like I think it's like it's spelled like an acronym. It's GWAR. It's like if you've seen that they wear these big monster suits and there's armor and spikes and it's very kind of Mad Max but demons and stuff.
He takes your hand gently. He says, "It's very obvious to me, Miss Oakes, that you need to relax. You need to unburden your mind. You need oral relaxation and stimulation, AURAL, to be clear.
Oh, thank God.
Now, if you'd like to go to the treatment center, I'd be happy to have someone gently take your elbow and guide you there."
Um, Tanya really wants to find Guar, um, but she feels like okay, he's not dealing with this, but going out and like this, yeah, this treatment will be a good way to investigate and find out where the band that she grew up listening to would be.
Well, eventually you can all toddle over to the treatment center. The facility is, as I've noted, has all the sorts of standard spa services. And when you go in, you'll see people, kind of arrayed on massage tables, and there's soothing music being played and coming in and out of steamy saunas. And then there's this huge sound bath and sensory deprivation chamber. It's a shallow pool of hot spring water, heavily salted from natural deposits. And all above, there's this dome, this geodesic dome. The interior is architected and sound dampened to a point where you can barely hear yourself speak. Guests float effortlessly across the surface, losing themselves in the cavernous space and mellow instrumentals. Let's paint the scene, everyone. How has some familiar spa service been transformed into something extra?
I think there's like a mud facial with diamond dust in it, and so you just see these faces that are covered in mud, these people sitting in chairs with their mud masks on, and it just like it glimmers in the sun. Like there's this really weird, surreal uh, glimmer.
You know how some spas have fish that will sort of nibble the dead flesh from your toes? Here they have specially trained Gila monsters, and these poisonous reptiles will sort of claw away and scrape away at the dead tissue on your toes. But there's a supposedly a hallucinogenic benefit to the poison that is exuded as they're scraping away.
Champagne colonic.
The best kind. Fantastic. Where do you all go first? You can split up. You don't have to stay together. You can receive treatments as you wish. Maybe you'll just accidentally run into evidence of cultists and human sacrifice. In Tanya's case, maybe looking for Guar will lead you to some sort of truth.
Any other disgraced celebrities around here I can bond with?
Oh, indeed. I don't know about disgraced, but I will tell you that you see floating in the pool a pop star, Tets Falcone, frosted tips, rimless sunglasses. You can see his cargo shorts carefully folded and set on a little tray next to the little floating pool. Tets's band Golden Boom had 2 songs hit the top 40 in the past year, but then they split up, citing artistic differences. He's known to be quite self-destructive, a little bit like you, Santiago. Very charismatic, again, a little bit like you. Of course, he's had an incident where he recently beat the shit out of a fan really badly. You haven't really gone that far yet. Also, he's really hot too. I mean, who doesn't love a frosted tip? Come on.
Yeah. You said he's floating in a pool?
He's floating in
Salt
the
bath
salt
thing.
pool, yes. The sound dampening salt pool,
All right.
incidentally.
I'm gonna float on in and say, Tets, I'm sad I didn't see you at the bouncy castle party, but probably it was for the better.
He doesn't respond as he's floating there, eyes closed, and you realize that's because this place is the sound dampening is really good. Your voice like makes almost no sound.
I'll do the thing where you like flick the water and try and like make a little splash that hits his cheeks in a kind of annoying way.
Good. What are you doing, Tanya? Where do you go?
Um, that's a good question. I think I'm just like wandering and like looking at people. Tets Falcone is definitely not Guar. So I am, yeah, like I probably still even have my shoulder bag on. And I am just kind of like wandering around, like, yeah, I feel like the Guar thing is it's not that she's like that obsessed with the band, but it just gives me something to do and something to focus on as opposed to like the awkward intimidation of this place.
Hmm.
So am I actually looking for Guar? I don't know, kind of, but I'm just sort of like wandering around with that being the quote unquote mission that I am on.
Hmm. So you're actually walking the grounds of the fuller
Yeah, I think so.
resort. Oh, okay,
Yeah, I
good.
probably kind of wander off, yeah, away from the main structure.
What do you think about
That's
this recording? This idea of cults and people secretly being in the cult, the harmony, someone going to be sacrificed.
Santiago has been getting into this more like conceptual art lately. And so I feel like it might be a like a prank or a hoax. Like Santiago is setting this up as some kind of test for me.
Hmm.
So I am like measuring that out. I'm not ready to take it completely seriously. I'm trying to figure out what game he's at and then maybe being able to like beat the game. Um, yeah, this is some type of psychological test or challenge that Santiago wants me to solve, is what I am suspecting here.
I think you'll see something across the way. There's like a really beautiful little like Japanese Zen garden, and on the other side of it, you see another cloaked figure. They seem like they're actually standing on the surface of a pool of water, like Jesus, and they're humming a song that you recognize faintly, though you can't place it. What do you do?
Um, I mean, based on what I just said, I think I walk up to it. Again, to try and figure out what's the game here. This feels like a setup. Like Converge probably has some pretty high tech stuff, so this is some type of trick, and this is probably somebody that Santiago has like paid to wear a black. So maybe the Guar thing is like slipping away, because this doesn't look very Guar like anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, like that's something's going on here. So I'm just gonna like,
Make the meddling move with
okay,
composure.
it's a 10 on the table, and my composure is +2, so it's a
That's a good
12.
result. We'll come back to that in a moment. Dash, what are you up to?
I think to a degree, the same thing Dash is always up to in every universe. There's got to be an older man here who's a little lonely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Who would it be in this case? Oh, you see, there is a. If you're in the actual, if you're still, we'll say you're still in the treatment facility. You haven't gone to the, you haven't gone to the saline pool yet, but I think that there is an older man who is sitting on a sort of like a chaise long or something like that, right? And there are a couple of people in dove gray, like kind of uniforms, who are like on either side of him, giving him a manicure, right? He's older. He's wearing a silk robe, which is opened partially to expose sort of a silvery thatch of chest hair. What do you do?
Dash will approach and push his sunglasses up onto his forehead and say, "Now that's how you do the spa experience. Well done."
He turns and looks at you, and he smiles and says, "I'm Dr. Cal Laguna." I shake your hands, but they're a little preoccupied at the moment.
It's okay. You had me at doctor. My name's Dash.
Dash? What do you do, Dash?
I'm an actor, singer, dancer, photographer sometimes.
Yes. Very good, very good. He says, "Have you been in anything I would have seen?"
Oh, considering you're over the age of 15, probably not.
A
Unless you have
child
children.
actor. Interesting. And is this the classic case of child actor gone bad? Did you get strung out on something? Did you wreck the Maserati you got on your 18th birthday? Are you here, escaping it all, getting away?
No, I'm here supporting a friend who did most of those things.
Nice, good. I think someone from the staff approaches you. His name is Sutton. He is probably like in his 30s, short red hair, very handsome, wearing the same dove gray Converge uniform. And he says, "Hello, sir. Would you care for a treatment?"
Absolutely, yes.
And they'll get a chaise long ready for you to sit down next to Dr. Cal Laguna. And we'll come back to this in a moment. Santiago, you're trying to flick Tets Falcone with water. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I got to get his attention somehow if the sound is so dampening.
He he opens his eyes and he lifts his head and he sees you and he says Santiago, but all you see is just the words, the word
Yeah,
mouthed, right?
yeah. I'm gonna swim in extraordinarily close to his ear, and
Yeah.
be like, that's it's good to see you. I missed you at the bounce castle party, but that was for the best, honestly. If you didn't hear about the fallout, but I heard about the golden boom, and I think you're right. Breaking out on your own. I think people like you and me, we can't be held back. We need to ascend rather than converge, so to speak.
He's like, "Yeah, I heard I read about what happened to you. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, yeah. The shipping industry, it was just a coincidence of zip codes, really, is all it was.
I heard they had to take a few of those kids to the hospital to get their stomach pumped."
Oh, that's all you heard? Good.
He's like, "That's fucked. But you know, that's just what we do, right? People like you and me. Like, yeah, sometimes we smash shit that we're not supposed to. Sometimes we do things that make the establishment upset, but that's what we're here for, you know? Like
Right. Everything in the name of harmony.
harmony, man, fuck harmony. Look, you
Uh,
can be in the crowd or you can be on the pedestal. That's what I say.
oh, I meant harmony like good music, not
I like what
like
you've done here. Make a meddling move with Composure.
All right. Oh, what I got? 8 on the table. I don't know what my composure is. 1, 9.
Nice. I think he goes, I think he like picks up on that, like, you keep saying the word harmony and not it doesn't seem accidental
Oh, not
suddenly.
at all. It's
Yeah.
very deliberate.
And let me take a look at my clues. He eventually, you can tell that he's trying to keep his left hand submerged under the milky water as you're talking. He says, no, this is not about harmony. This is about, you know, it's about, it's about the masses versus, people like you and me. It's about breaking away from the crowd. It's about standing above the crowd, you know?
Yeah, we're different.
We're different. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're different. And you'll eventually notice that whether he's intending to or not, he has a tattoo on his hand. Now, he's a public person, and so this kind of thing would have been covered in publications and magazines about his life.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't recall him having a tattoo
Mm.
on his hand. The tattoo the tattoo I don't know how to describe it. The tattoo looks like it's a hand, and the two fingers and the thumb are like coming together as if to grip something, but we can't see what's in between them,
All right.
what they're meant to be gripping. It's a strange thing.
This tattoo of a hand is on his hand in a particular gesture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of bring my hands up out of the water and with both hands emulate what I see on the tattoo, and I say, yes, we need to converge, come together in harmony, some might say.
He's looking at you like kind of sideways, and he kind of like his serenity kind of just is disrupted, and the other people floating are all kind of like disrupted and by all this. And he's looking around for like staff members, like he expects someone to be nearby, but there's no one nearby. And he gets close to you again and he says, "Oh, I better go. I need to shower off before lunch, before the lunch chime rings." And he gets up and he goes away. But as he gets out, he keeps looking back at you. And I'm going to give you a condition marked by Tets Falcone.
Nice. Good to see you again, Tets.
He can't hear you, but he can see you wave. Tanya, you got a really good result. And this person who's like seemingly standing on the surface of this pond wearing a robe and even like a cowl, they raise their hands and turn them, and they beckon you to join them, to step onto the surface of the water. What do you do?
I think I say, Crystal, is that you? Did Santiago put you up to this?
They keep beckoning.
Yeah, I get it. And so I am walking forward, but I'm just like, come on, Crystal, seriously. Like, help me figure this out.
Do
I
you
know
try to
this is
walk on the surface of the water?
Oh, Yeah. I think like I'm focused like just talking to who I think is Crystal Serrano here. And I like step out in the water without even thinking about it, just assuming like this is Crystal here. There's some kind of glass bridge, whatever the case is, some
There
kind of
is.
sonic thing holding things
There's
up.
something underneath that
Okay.
allows you to look like you're walking. And then this person like lifts their cowl and you recognize this person. It's not this crystal person. Um, it's actually Abigail Stratford. She is the CEO of, well, she's a sort of venture capitalist, most famous for investing in this companies that do this new thing called audio streaming.
Ooh.
And she says, "Hey, sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to scare you."
I don't work here. Did you need something? Can I help you find someone? Is that what you're
No, you just look like you were lost, like you needed a
I
friend.
yeah, I
Do
kind
you know who
of
I
do,
am?
but yeah, yes. Yes.
Right.
I've seen your work. I've heard your work. Um are we even allowed to say that? Is it illegal still to be um I wouldn't steal a Happy Meal. I wouldn't steal a bottle of bottle of Coke. What I forget what that commercial is, but I yeah, like I do down I've yes, I know who you are.
She takes off the robe to reveal her puffy Patagonia vest and sort of high and tight ponytail. And she says, "Listen, you have to ignore the media. You have to ignore assholes like Metallica. This is the future. MP3s are the future. Streaming audio is
Yeah.
the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are going to change the world. Change the world. I'm going to make all recorded music available anywhere, anytime, at the drop of a hat. Imagine that. Imagine a world where you don't have to have a crate full of vinyl, where you don't have to
Yeah.
have a bunch of CDs
Yeah.
sitting on your dashboard, getting hot.
No.
They
Right.
burn you when you grab them.
Yeah. And the foil bubbles up and then you can't listen to
Exactly.
them anymore.
Exactly. Imagine having all music in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, like a little pod of music
A little
in your
pot of
hand.
music. Exactly.
My very own pod, my pod of
I'm
music.
sorry, who are you again?
Hi. I'm Tanya. Tanya Oaks. I'm here with. Do you know Santiago? Have you heard of Santiago? I'm Santiago's
Like
manager.
Chile?
N- No. He's
It's
sometimes an
pretty wild
actor.
coming all the way from Chile to here. Surely they have
Well,
resorts in
no.
Chile, don't they?
No, we're from Austin. He sometimes a musician, sometimes an actor. He was in that TV show with Dash McEwen. We set that up, and it was a reality. It's really pop. It was on Talk Soup, if you remember. They had some good clips.
I only understand about 35% of the words that's coming out of your mouth right now, and that's okay. Converge
Hopefully,
is
it's
that
the
kind of
right ones
place.
that you understand, and not the bad ones.
Well, it looks like you've got it all under control. Maybe you don't need a friend after all.
No, I, it's not every day that I meet someone like you, but I totally like the first time that
What was your
um
name again?
Tanya
Tanya,
Oaks. Yeah.
let me impart some wisdom onto you right now as a
Yes. Thanks.
slightly older
Thank you.
person.
Should I no should I grab a notebook? Is it
You
that
should
kind of
not.
wisdom or
Just
okay.
know that the world is full of shit and we spend our lives in the shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people who are going to make it are the
Uh-huh.
people who know the way out of the shit. Does that make sense to you, Tanya?
Yeah, yeah, getting out of this shit, that seems like the way to make it.
So
Yeah.
whenever you go back to Chile with your friends,
Yeah,
Dash,
Austin, Texas,
your
Texas.
friends Dash and Austin, just understand that they're probably dragging you down into the shit, Tanya. You need to
They might
escape the shit.
they might be. They
This
might
is
be.
one such place.
This place is shit. This seems like a really nice
No,
place.
this is one such place to help you get out of the shit.
Oh, got it, got it.
You should try standing in the middle of the pond of reflection and think
Isn't
about your life.
isn't that what we're doing right now?
Well, we're not doing any reflecting, are we, Tanya?
We're reflecting on shit.
I have to go.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
She walks off, sloshes off. What do you do?
Um, I stand here in the middle of the pool of reflection, reflecting on my nervous breakdown in front of this very important tech CEO. Um, and yeah, but I think like I'm just kind of like watching her walk off and just kind of like trying to like replay the whole scene of like what could I have done different? Were there any signs that like she was giving like, oh, I should be looking and like seeing some complimenting something that someone is wearing or something about someone. That's a good way to make friends with these types of people. So I'm just kind of replaying what I should have done
Make the
based
day
on
move. What do you think's going to
yeah.
happen if you continue to lose it here?
They'll turn off the sonic glass bridge or whatever, and I
You
will
just go
just like
splashing
fall
into the
into the
water.
pool, which would be really embarrassing in front of all of these people.
Indeed.
What stat do we
You're going
want
to
to
be
apply
rolling
to this?
with composure again.
It's a 10.
Okay, all right. You're doing good on that score. You can keep it together, and you're good. Dash, Dr. Cal Laguna says, so tell me about this TV show you were on.
Oh, well, there was the one that I got my start on. You probably never heard of it, a little kid show called, oh my, The Rainbow Bridge.
No, I've never heard of it. I don't have kids, though.
No kids.
No kids. No, no, no. Mm.
Then my
I
friend
have.
Santiago and I did another TV show. It was a little popular.
I don't really watch TV, Dash, as it turns out. I'm way too busy with my work.
And doctor of medicine?
I consider myself an experimental surgeon.
Like plastic?
Sure. I believe, well, how do I put this? I think that the medical community, indeed, the practice of surgery writ large, they're all a little too crystallized in their thinking. Everything's just a little bit too rigid and orthodox. I want to cut people up, but not to heal them. I want to cut them up to get to know them.
That is not what I was expecting you to go with. But how do you feel your surgery helps you understand them as people?
I find that people come to me with all sorts of maladies, maladies of the heart and spirit, usually, but sometimes physical maladies. And when I open them up, I get closer. I get closer to some kind of truth, you know? I get closer to the terrible affliction that's hurting us all. And I'm going to find it someday. I'm going to find it. Every one of those experimental surgeries, while technically speaking not successful, get me one step closer to finding the truth.
Wow, so you're like trying to heal the holes in our hearts, the metaphorical ones?
Sure. He reaches over and he like just kind of like rubs his fingertips down your abdomen and says, I'd love to cut you open someday.
Maybe you could help me find some harmony.
I like what you did there. Go ahead and make the meddling move with composure. A lot of composure rolls. Oh no, I think it's a presence roll for you, actually. This feels like a presence.
That is 8 with 1, 9.
9. He says, yeah, of course. And I think he kind of like waves away the manicurists, yours too, and says, how would you like to come back to my suite after dinner?
After dinner? Oh, I can make that work, yeah.
It's like, you don't have to worry. They don't feed you too much here. I'd love to show you some of my techniques.
Well, now I am intrigued, Dr. Laguna.
Take the condition marked by Dr. Cal Laguna. But I owe you a clue as well. And I think... I think you will notice he has his own surgery scars. What a strange thing. Maybe he's had surgery in the past. Maybe he's performed surgery on himself. Let's keep going. Oh, I see a note here from Tanya. You get a clue off Abigail in some way. Did I not give you the clue? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't.
If you did, we just didn't call it out specifically as that.
Let me be reminded real quick. Oh no, I guess I didn't. One thing you'll notice. I think as she walks off, I'm trying to let me think about this. I know what I want to. I know what I want the clue to be, but I'm trying to think of a way to like present it to you. Um, just put a pin in it for now. Where do you go after you're done, Tanya?
I think I'm I'm even after reflecting on this pool about the shit and getting out of the shit, I'm a little embarrassed by the interaction. So I feel like I just need a breather. You said there was a trail, so maybe I just kind of like see how far I can get away from things for a
Away
little
from
bit.
this place. Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of clear my head.
Oh, I've got the clue. Here we go. I think as you're walking off, there's like sound system that kind of pumps music everywhere in the resort, right? And it normally just plays like kind of yo-yo ma, like cello or international music or whatever, right? But then it switches to be Every Breath You Take by the Police. And that's weird. And you hear, and as it like gets to the part of the chorus where they say, I'll be watching you, you notice that certain staff members and guests all turn and look in your direction as you exit. You can give context to the clue later, but that's the clue.
Yeah, I think that's driving me to walk even
Get out
faster
of there.
down the trail. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'm not going to make you make a roll for keeping your composure because you're leaving, because you're getting out of there. Um, Fantastic. Where do you go, Santiago, after you're done with Tets Falcone and the floating pool? Or are you still in the pool?
I'm happy to exit the pool. I'm a little hungry. I might grab a little something to eat, even though dinner's on its way. If there are no other celebrities, are there any super fans that might
Of
be?
yours?
Yeah, I'm just asking. It could be anywhere.
No, not in a place like this, I fear. The
All right.
people come here to get away from such things. Right?
Um, then I'm kind of searching. I'm curious. The voice on the CD, like, can I auditorily sort of echo in? Like, is that voice here? Can I?
Oh, I like that. That's good. Yeah. Make, as you're kind of walking around the facility, listening to people, make the meddling move with reason.
All right. Nine again.
Fantastic. I owe you a clue. Dash, what do you do when you're done with Dr. Cal Laguna?
I'm going to try and find at least one of my friends. He just got a date potentially to be sacrificed, so that's big news.
All right, so I can hook you up with Santiago, or maybe you can see Tanya like walking out of the facility, or walking like out the sort of like trail gate. And Tanya, you're going on the trail. Let's take a 5-minute break. We'll come back and continue. Yeah, I think if it's okay, Dash and Tanya, I think it'd be good to put the two of you together. Maybe Dash, you see Tanya kind of getting out of Dodge, and you can follow her through the walking trail, the paved hike that is where she's headed.
Dash will kind of not quite run, but walk a little faster to catch up and say, Tanya, I've been calling you for the last 30 seconds. Very
Sorry.
quietly. I don't want to be seen yelling after someone here.
It it just feels like we have to be so quiet here, doesn't it?
Right?
It's all
Yeah.
about sound, but I don't want to disturb it. But then I don't know. It seems to have weird cues and people react to noises in weird ways. Do you think Santiago's behind all of this? This can't be normal, right?
I genuinely don't think Santiago could be behind any of this. This is a
But what
lot
about
of
the that
planning.
harmony thing, the whole like blood cult thing and the shuttle driver breaking the CD and throwing it? That had to have been some Santiago art prank, right?
Mm, No, no. He's smart in Santiago kind of ways, you know?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is not Santiago smart.
I guess, yeah. Er, You're right. There's no way. There's no way he could coordinate any of this
Not
without
without us
me.
knowing. Not without you doing most of the work. So I have a date with a doctor.
Oh, that's great for you.
Maybe. He's, after I said the word harmony to him,
Yeah.
he said he wanted to cut me open.
Well, that seems to align with what we heard on that CD.
Right?
Do you think he's one of them?
I mean, there's only one way to find out, but I'd prefer not to be cut open.
Dash. What if you're the one they're going to sacrifice? That's what this is setting up for, right? He
I
wants to
mean,
cut you open?
Dash McEwen? Is
Uh,
that really you?
oh,
hello? Hi? Yes, it's me.
You actually recognize this person. Uh, it's Gladys Grove. She is a citrus heiress, which is why Grove is not their real last name. It's just what they go by because of their family business. But also, she was on Rainbow Bridge with you.
Gladys! Oh my
Dash! Oh
God.
my god! Oh my god.
Air kisses, air
Air
kisses.
kisses, air kisses. What are you doing here? Hey, you! To Tanya, like she knows you.
This is Tanya, my friend.
Oh, right.
yeah,
I thought it was you, Tanya. We've met, I think.
yeah. We met at that thing, the
What's your last name?
the Oaks. Remember, you made that joke
Doesn't your
about
family
an oak
own
grove.
like a bunch of trees or something? Like a logging
No, no,
thing?
you made that joke at the thing
Right.
at the
Oh my
premiere.
god.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
that's
god.
kind
Look
of
at
a
us. All three
we're
of us.
here. We're here.
What are you doing at Converge?
Spa weekend.
You heard
Love that
about
for you.
the White Castle incident, right?
Oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Were
So
you
this is one of
involved in that?
those things. I mean, Santiago was. It was. To be fair, it was a shipping company problem.
Oh my god, is Santiago here?
Yes, somewhere.
Oh my god, I've heard he has fans. That's incredible.
One or two. Yeah, it's nice. Nice for him.
Oh, that
We're getting there. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
the White Castle thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you get me some Coke?
Santiago probably could, yeah.
I
I'll,
hope
I'll
he
put in a word.
can't. I hope he can't, Dash.
The camera cuts away to Santiago with that balloon, like stroking the balloon animal, like off in the distance.
Fantastic.
What are you doing here, girl?
Well, you know me. I like to hit up all the resorts. You know, I'm a bit of a resort hopper, if you will.
And what's
Spending
your
all that
take on this
orange
one?
money.
Are
Oh,
you
right,
having a good
because it's not
time?
green with you. It's orange because you do the citrus thing.
Keep up,
Right.
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya, keep up. Oh my god. So, uh, this place, right?
Yeah, it's a bit weird, right?
It is a bit weird.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So weird.
It's so harmonious, right?
No, it's just fucking weird. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about harmony.
Wait, are you talking about Harmony Vanderbilt?
I don't think
Oh
so.
my
Is
god,
she here?
she is such a skank. No, thank God.
Didn't think I smelled her.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, because she smells like eggs. That's why you said exactly in that way. I'm sorry. I'm
Dash,
just going to go
Dash,
look
I'm
at
so
this
sorry, but I
cactus.
think Tanya, is your friend, is she having like a nervous breakdown or something right now, or like a seizure? I'm not really sure what's happening here.
She's really, really tightly wound. After a bit of massage, after a bit of time in the soaking bath, she'll be fine. And some cocaine.
Oh, yeah, cocaine. And you will eventually arrive after a very, very short hike. You will arrive at the quote unquote center of the universe. It's a circular outcropping that Converge declares to be the quote center of the universe. The rocks here are weird, like fossilized viscera dropped from the sky, shaped by a giant toddler's hands. Sound actually bounces in surprising ways. You can hear whispers from across the way as if they're next to you. In fact, Tanya, you can hear Dash and Gladys talking shit about you from all the way across the way and about your impending nervous breakdown.
Which does not help my nervous breakdown in any
In any way
way.
whatsoever. There are strips of polished quartz on the ground that kind of guide you to the center, which supposedly mark the world's major ley lines. Let's paint the scene, everyone. A series of thin aluminum pillars installed by the resort softly play live audio from sacred sites and landmarks around the world. What do you hear? Or what do we hear?
The soft splashes and prayers of people at the Ganges.
There's an unusual and very muted cacophony that is Ketjak the Ramayana monkey chant coming from a choral presentation in Sri Lanka where there are hundreds of people who are singing the voices of Chak Chak Chak, which is the monkeys scaring off the demons.
Um, we hear uh, George W. Bush and Dick Cheney in the Oval Office discussing Iraq.
I'll add that one of the other sacred sounds being performed right now was U2's appearance at 1985's Live Aid charity concert. Santiago, you said you were going to. What were you doing?
I was wandering in search of the voice that we heard on the CD from our
That's
benefactor who
right.
has
Yeah.
brought us here.
What'd you get on your die roll?
It was a 9.
9. Fantastic. Let me take a look at things here. I guess I should have done this on break. That would have made more sense. But whatever.
Yep.
You're looking around. All of the staff, they're really friendly. They they'll stop and they'll say, just you can't even like go very far before someone stops you and says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Santiago. Are you enjoying your stay?"
Oh, this is delightful. It's just what I needed.
Another
Tranquil,
one.
relaxing, harmonious, some might say.
"Good afternoon, Mr. Santiago. Can I get you a towel?"
Maybe my third towel of the day, but sure. Yeah, may as well.
"Good afternoon, Mr. Santiago. Would you like a spoonful of sorbet to cool your palate?"
Yeah, is this the cactus paddle flavored sorbet that I heard about?
It is. What do you
Mm,
think?
succulent. Uh, that's really it, just succulent.
Hmm. As you're walking You're not hearing any indication of who might be the person who made the recording. You don't recognize the voice
Hmm.
yet in anyone you've spoken to. But you do hear music, and not just the music that's occasionally piped through the sound system at the resort. This is something different. The soft moan of bass rhythm, muffled treble, coming from beneath your feet,
Hmm.
which is odd. As you're listening, Halston says, "Hello, Mr. Santiago. Did you enjoy your time at the treatment facility?"
Oh, it's excellent. I've been curious. Do you have a like an equine therapy program here? I'm doing some research for a role and thought a little bit of time on horseback might be just the thing to tranquilize me, to bring me to a more harmonious state with 4 feet on the ground instead of two.
No, I'm sorry we don't have any horses at the resort. But I would be more than happy to listen to you talk about your upcoming creative endeavor.
I, well,
Please bear in mind I do have to go ring the lunch chime in just a few minutes.
I've been learning tap dance, which I know it's sort of a bygone era set of skills, but I feel like it has some new applicability, and particularly in reference to Peter Schaefer's play Equus, that there's a chance to turn Equus into a sort of
That is
a.
so fascinating, Mr. Santiago. Andy, this is a young woman housekeeper.
Mhm.
Andy, Mr. Santiago would love to tell you about his new horseplay here. And he goes off to go ring the lunch chime.
I just got ditched. All right.
Andy's like, uh, so are you like enjoying your stay or what?
Yeah, Andy, but I feel like there's a little, I don't know, what's off the menu here? What can you guide me to that somebody with discerning tastes?
Oh, I get you. I get you. Uh, okay, look. Um, this is just a summer job for me. I don't care about any of this. This is just a really good place to find people with a lot of money who like to get high.
Hmm.
You look like you have a lot of money. Do you also want to get high?
Well, what do you got that I don't already have?
Somebody who's willing to listen to you talk about your horse thing
I'll gently rub my
while
little
high.
cocaine-filled horse balloon. Ew, ew.
All right, listen. You can come help me clean this room right here.
It's been a while since I've done manual labor. I'd be glad to. Do I like fold the towels? Well, tell me what
It's
I
been a
should
while
do.
since I've done manual labor too. She takes you in to this room, and she's like going through the guests' shit. Like she's going through all their suitcases and stuff. Like, um, going as she goes through the suitcases. Everyone, what does she like pull out and laugh at that shows that whoever this guest is has way more money than they know what to do with?
All right. Fabergé eggs, but not wrapped, just like jammed in there. One of them's broken.
Busted Fabergé egg. They probably won on eBay. New fan, someone got crazy on eBay. It's new at this time, so
Um, a there's this one suitcase. It's really, really heavy, and Andy opens it up, and there's um a Methuselah bottle, like those giant like wine or beer bottles, and it's just bottled water. It's some like really like posh brand, but it's this giant, super heavy bottle of water.
one of the pieces of luggage has just a stack of disc Discmen, each one labeled with the CD that is contained, each one sealed and tuned specifically for each album.
So she has put up, she has like pinned up some sheets, some bedding from her cart on the glass window so that no one can see what you're all doing. And she's not going to snort cocaine with you. It's the middle of the day. But she does light a joint, and she like, you know, takes a drag and passes it to you. She's like, God, this place is fucked, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And thanks for this. This takes me back to my roots. It's I don't know. It's the old stuff that harmonizes with your sort of inner nature, doesn't it?
So tell me about your horse. What's that all about?
Oh no, it's more branching out a little bit, and I got this manager telling you, look, like she's got her spurs dug into me. Uh,
Wait, you're
maybe
the
she knows what
horse.
maybe she knows what's best. Maybe I don't know. No, I'm my own artisan. I'm my own thing. But like you can't do it all. You gotta have a staff. You gotta have people that support you, and you gotta have a manager. And they do the schlepping and the phone calls and the stuff I don't have time for. Um, but once in a while, they've got these opinions, and they know what's best.
Look, man, let me give you some advice. Get you a job where you make just enough money to pay your rent and your bills, and then spend the rest of the time getting fucking high. Get high on the job. Fuck it. It's the only way to
Yeah.
live life.
Yeah, you'd think
It's
I'd be
all
my own
bullshit
boss,
anyway.
but no. Yeah, yeah. All right, that's good advice. Yeah,
I
but
mean, you
yeah.
probably got like trust fund money, right? You don't need to be doing any of this shit.
I mean, there's royalties that come in, so yeah, you got a good point there. Like, I could pare back, maybe. Yeah,
If I was you, I'd be on the phone with Daddy all the time. Be like, "Oh, Daddy, I need some money. I'm so broke."
yeah. But don't you think there's something bigger, more than just this? Like, we should be like stepping up a notch in the universe about the like look up the stars. Like I know like pull the sheet aside. Look, I know it's day, but look out there. There are stars out there.
For such a fuck up, Santiago's a surprisingly astute investigator. It's good. It's good. Make your roll, make your meddling move roll with
Doesn't
presence.
matter. I rolled a 4. Does not matter.
She says, "Hey, we just like hold that thought for like 1 minute. I'll be like right back." And she goes outside.
Should have cracked out the cocaine balloon.
She leaves you in this room, which would normally be exposed to where people could see because of the big glass wall, but now it's covered and kind of dark. And you can hear footsteps across the soft rug from behind you. Someone's in here with you.
Bro.
It's a little too dark to see who they are exactly, but you can definitely see a pair of black leather gloves reaching for you in the dim light. You can avoid this situation if you would like to mark the first box on the key of cleansing. Otherwise, I'm going to make you roll the night move.
Key of cleansing has more than one box. I didn't
There's
realize that.
three. Boom, boom, boom.
And they are shared group wise, yes?
Yes, and they're marked in order, and you just have to tell me if you want to.
Yeah, I want to mark a key of cleansing. I want to find out where this path is going.
The first box on the key of cleansing. I'll paste the text in chat for you all. The celebrity, Santiago, once achieved something truly great. A moment in the spotlight that justified all this effort that has been poured into their career. The player who marks this box, that's you, Brian, must say what that was. What was the thing that you did that was like the one good thing you did?
I think I'm going to tie it into the Rainbow Bridge here. That in an early episode of Rainbow Bridge, Santiago rode Sleipnir, a six-legged pony, across the Rainbow Bridge to bring literacy to the children, with the sense that the way the legs clipped and clopped is sort of like counting, and that somehow ties into reading. And it was a little bit of a stretch, but for the era and special effects to have that visual look of a six-legged pony clip clopping across a rainbow bridge, Santiago really like nailed the kind of the like I am riding a six-legged pony motion, and gave just the right cadence to the song that made it like an earworm that got into the kids' heads, and that's really why he's been backed this whole time. Is that old song?
I would like to suggest that perhaps this moment kicked off an early part of your career connected to childhood literacy and to reading, kind of the Dolly Parton thing, you know? Just because I think it needs to be something that would cause people to be attached to you because they think you're going somewhere. And if the group's okay with that, everybody else, including you still, Santiago, you have to narrate a flashback showing your character's perspective on this. How did it make you feel? Was Santiago's acclaim justified? Do you feel like your role in this was given enough notice?
He was a guest star who came on for one episode and got an Emmy nomination. It's disgusting, frankly. Some of us worked on that show for years.
Because we were childhood friends. So I think we showed up to the audition together. We were both auditioning for this role on Rainbow Bridge. And I think like the scene is we're sitting in folding chairs, like just kind of joking around before we're called in for the audition. And Tanya's like, when you ride a horse, you gotta go like this. And that's how you ride a horse. And when Tanya goes in for the audition, though, as we've seen, like Tanya just like breaks down and she can't do it. Like it's this really like awkward like head shake that she does. And she leaves, but then Santiago just knows how to do the head wave, and
Nailed
his
it.
hair is
Nailed
long
it.
and he just
Yeah.
nails it. And then that's the whole moment. And he's like, kids, you gotta read. uh as he's riding the six-legged pony in the episode. And Tanya knows that she planted the seed, and if she just could have held it together, she would have been on that pony, as opposed to Santiago.
Santiago, you have to tell us your feelings too about this incident.
Yeah, so Santiago is really an auditory learner, and the irony is that this was such a successful campaign that he ended up being obligated to do a couple of like a little tour around the United States, riding a pony that was dragging a wagon bookmobile, you know, hither and yon to various schools. And the irony about it is that Santiago is, in this iteration, is just straight up illiterate, actually cannot read.
Oh. I like how your friends have kept you that way too, which is really dark.
How do you think I got the zip code wrong on the shipping of the bouncy castle? I tried to do it myself.
Oh, we're gonna get to the bouncy castle. Fear not. Good. Okay, well that changes your result to a 7 to 9. We'll talk about the results later. Dash and Tanya, you're here in the so-called center of the universe. Noises from around the world, a global symphony of sound and sacrality all around you. Oh my God, I'm so excited to go back and get some Coke. Oh my God.
It's going to be great, and I know that Santiago will be a help you out. Don't worry about what Tanya said. She's just trying to, play it safe. But so like he'll look around like this is not something Tanya might know and say, "Have you heard of this like elite group here? Secret, just like really big deal people? Harmony? Not like a person named Harmony, like a group named the Harmony."
I should point out that even though you're trying to whisper this, it echoes very loudly. And so anyone who's around who can hear will hear. Right now, it just seems like it's the three of you, but who knows who's behind one of these weird rock structures. Make the meddling move with presence.
Ten.
10. Nice. She's like, an elite group? What do you mean?
I don't know. I just heard some people talking about Harmony meeting here, and they're like supposed to be big important people.
Well, how come I haven't been invited to this group?
That's what I'm saying. I want in. So I thought
I'm the
maybe,
heiress of the 6th largest citrus empire in the country.
right?
Right?
Yeah, like if anyone deserves to be in this, it's us.
It's us. Oh my God. Oh my God. Who do we got to talk to?
I don't know. I'm talking to a doctor tonight. Maybe he's into it. I don't know.
You know what? Do you know what? Do you know what?
You're going to tell me though, right?
I am going to tell you.
Excellent.
I think that explains all these weird tattoos I've been seeing on people. Maybe they're the elite people.
Oh my God. A group tattoo. That's so cute.
I know,
All
right? Oh my God. This one time, me and my friends, we went to Phuket and we got these tattoos. Well, I don't want to say where, but you can guess where.
Your butt. It's your
It was my butt. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But these tattoos are different. They're like, a hand on a hand, if that makes sense. I've seen a few people with them. But then there's another tattoo, I think, as well. Maybe. Like on the other hand, that's like a star or like a sun, or maybe like a sun and a star, or maybe it's like a moon and like a star or 3 stars. I don't know. But they all had like lines. They have lines coming out of them that like go to a point. Isn't that weird?
Maybe it's like rank or seniority or something.
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, do you have a Sharpie? Do you think they have a Sharpie at the front desk?
What's a Sharpie?
It's like a pen, but it like doesn't smudge.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Because maybe we could give ourselves tattoos.
I I don't think so.
Fine. If you want to be left out from the elite party,
There's got to be more to it than that, right?
maybe. But maybe it gets us in the door.
Whatever it is, I hope there's lots of sex.
Depending on the attendance, maybe that could be interesting.
I
Yeah.
mean, this is the kind of place where people come and they're like, "Oh, I need to like I need to like adjust my humors or I need to become one with the universe or whatever." But it's just an excuse to have an orgy. I mean, let's get real.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this does have that vibe, center of the universe. All right. Well,
Tanya,
I'm going
you're
to try and
overhearing
get
all of
Sharpie.
this. What are you doing?
Every time Gladys talks, I'm rolling my eyes very hard. Um, I think though, like I have been trying to like block it out by just like listening to each of these stations and maybe
Mm.
like working my way towards the
Mm.
center of the universe.
Make
Um,
the meddling move with sensitivity.
all right. The rolls are good today, folks. That is an 11 on the table, and I think I might have a +1 at this point in sensitivity. Nope, so it's it's just an 11.
I will tell you, out of character, in this location, there is a special 12 plus result only at this location if you want to bump it up.
Bump, bump, bump.
I mean, we're not even at the blood sacrifice yet, but
You can
okay,
do,
let's
you can,
bump it up.
all right,
Let's
very
see what
good.
happens. We're
You
just
can do
exploring, really.
Key of Desolation or the Key of Cleansing.
Um, oh, I wanted this Key of Desolation. I'm doing the Key of Desolation.
Which one?
Because Wandering Monolith is what it'll get me. So then that's my big man.
Good. I know how I'm going to play into this exactly. We'll get there in a moment. I'd like to split you both all up at this point. I think Dash and Gladys, if it's okay, I'd like to you not be with Tanya at this point. Maybe you can leave Tanya behind, go back to the resort or whatever you want to do. Gladys thinks Tanya's really weird. Anyway, so Santiago, you got a 7 to 9 instead, and I can't remember what you were talking about, but you started saying your like words, like you're trying to trip her up, right? You're like, what did you say to her exactly? Something about like something being harmonious or something like that.
Oh man. Well, wait a minute. We had the leather hands coming at me, right?
No, 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 that didn't happen because you bumped it up.
Oh, it's just gone. It's
Yeah.
eradicated. I'm sorry. So yeah, I was kind of dropping the harmonious
Yeah, yeah,
nature
yeah.
of things, trying to like see if the servants of this place know more about the cult and can guide me in some way.
Yeah, 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 that's good. She's like, uh, I mean, I don't really know what's going on here, but you know what's kind of funny about this place that I've never been able to put my finger on? I went to a temp agency to get a job because, like I said, work just enough to pay your bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
just fuck around the rest of the time.
Sound
That's my
strategy.
philosophy. Went to a temp agency and I showed up. I responded to this opportunity that I got through the agency. And I was supposed to be cleaning carpets after hours at this like office park. And when I got there, Halston was there, manager, and he told me that he had like this new opportunity that he wanted to talk to me about, this new place, this new job. And I was like, what? I mean, there's nobody else around. It was weird. He was supposed to be the person I was meeting with about this new gig, but then he's telling me about this other gig. But then he said this other gig, which was a little off the books and not listed with the agency, was going to pay a lot more.
Mhm.
And if I was interested, and I was like, oh, holy shit, this is going to be like some kind of human trafficking thing or something. But I don't know. I I I I agreed to hear
Feel a
him
little
out.
better. Yeah.
And he took me up here, and now I'm just cleaning rooms at this place. I can't figure out what any of it means. Like, you can get housekeepers anywhere.
Have you seen any of the trafficking stuff? Like
I don't think
people
that's
who
what's
moved
going on
against
here.
consent?
I don't think that's what's going on here. I just don't understand like why Halston would put an ad or put list a position with a temp agency, with an employment agency, get me to come out there, and then tell me that that job was not the real job, that this was the real job, and then pay me a lot more, like way, way more. Do you know how much money I make here?
No, no idea. Like $8 an
I
hour?
make $35 an hour
Whoa,
to clean rooms,
that's pretty good pay.
especially in 2004, right?
Yeah. Do you
Like,
did they let you leave? Are you,
I
like, are you
mean,
the one who's trafficked right now?
there's no trafficking, man. I'm just saying, I was worried about that. I just don't understand it. I don't understand like how this came to be, how this like gig just dropped into my lap. Also, Halston knows I fucking smoke up here and that I don't do anything. And I still
Yeah,
have this job.
but you're making your money, so like why complain? I'm a little lost. Like it seems like you got exactly what you
I'm
want,
not
and yet
complaining. No, I'm not.
it
I'm not
doesn't feel
complaining. I'm not
harmonious.
complaining at all. I'm just saying it's weird.
It's weird for sure, but like once in a while, life hands you a thing, and maybe that thing is a well-paying gig that has low stress. Maybe that thing is like a six-legged pony. It's hard to say what life might hand you at any time.
I don't know. It's weird. And she's like, well, we better go. I gotta, I gotta go clean the next room.
Yeah, so whose room is this anyway?
I don't know, but I don't think they're gonna miss this watch. And she like takes a watch and sits on that stand. But that's your clue. Your clue is this extraordinary effort to get Andy to be a housekeeper here.
Okay.
Dash, you and Gladys can head back toward the resort. Once you're away from Tanya, she says, hey, listen, I don't want to say anything around your weirdo friend, but there's some really strange stuff going on here.
Tell me more.
Well, I've been here for a week, right? And like, I don't know, like, I just feel like, I feel like, I feel like everyone's kind of watching me. Does that make sense?
I mean, you're a star. Everyone's watching you. That's the whole point.
Oh, Dash, get off it. We're not stars. You, me, we're not stars. We were in a stupid fucking kid show
The
back in the
lineups at
90s.
the conventions speak to it being a little more than just not stars.
Dash, you know the kind of people that go to conventions.
Fine. We're stars in a temporary, embarrassing down period.
And it just feels like everyone's looking at me. Everyone's always like really, really concerned about me. And sometimes they ask weird questions. And I'm just like, wow, that was kind of invasive and strange. Like, oh my God, maybe you should like not do that. But then it's like, oh, but we need to know these things because we have to help you, cleanse or whatever the fuck they do.
Would you like to tell me any of the people who said this? Was it like the staff, or if it's a staff, we could totally get them fired.
I mean, yeah, I know, but like, whatever. Uh, I just, and she kind of gets kind of close. Do I owe you a clue right now, strictly speaking?
I don't think so.
I don't think you. I don't think I do. She says, just. I think we've already missed the lunch chime, but they're going to do the dinner chime soon, and we go to the dining hall. Pay attention to people. Pay attention to what they're doing. You'll see it.
I will do that. And if like you're worried, why don't you just leave? Why don't you go home?
I I got this like recording.
Like in your room?
No, like on the way up.
What's it about the harmony?
Oh my God, yes.
Yes, we got it too. Maybe it's part
Oh
of the,
my God.
maybe it's like a live performance thing. What's that called? An ARG.
Oh my
It's part of the
God.
experience.
Oh my God. I love ARG. Oh my God. What is ARG?
Other reality game.
Oh, it's like a
Something.
video game thing.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is like, I bet you they have cameras. I bet you we're being recorded. They're going to make us sign waivers.
Wouldn't they have to do that first?
I don't think that's how it works.
Okay. But I'll watch people at dinner and maybe you oh, I'm meeting up with the doctor after dinner. I don't know what to expect, but maybe you could be my backup in case he
Okay.
wants to like sacrifice me or
Wait, is it
something.
Dr. Laguna?
Yes,
Oh.
I was bored.
Oh, Dash. Dash. He's
Was
insane. He's
bored.
nuts. Yeah, he's just completely nuts.
Yeah, he said he wanted to cut me open, and I thought it might be metaphorical, but now
No,
I'm
he
wondering.
means it. No, he really
Okay.
is. Yeah, he means it.
Yeah, so I could really use some backup. Maybe you could just like hang outside of the room, and if I yell, bust the door down, kick his ass.
Yeah,
We have a plan.
we got this bitch. And then she goes off to the resort. Tanya Oakes. Your clue. You find a tuning fork on the ground, one prong snapped off. A weird thing. And then you hear from behind one of these large rock structures, well, I wondered how long it was going to take you to find this place.
And I pick up the tuning fork and almost like I'm holding it like a
Like
knife
a weapon.
at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Come on round now.
And I very, yeah, like I'm a ninja. Just kind of like stalking around the corner.
You see a man sitting on a very small chair. He's very big. He kind of swallows the chair. He's wearing a yellow suit and a cowboy hat, and he's big, broad-shouldered, heavy-set. He has a little table in front of him, and next to him, there's a media cart with a TV and a VCR. And he says, "You and I are real good friends, though you don't know it yet."
Did did we meet at that premiere?
No. We know each other, though, in another place.
I don't know what that means, and you're kind of freaking me out.
I do tend to have that effect on people. Just listen careful. You're going to want to remember this place. Here. These stones. This resort. This little stretch of the desert. You're going to want to remember it, Tanya. You're going to remember this old TV set and VCR right here. You're going to go back to that resort and you're going to keep pretending like you don't know what's going on while trying to figure out what's going on. And then later, I'm going to need you to remember this. Nod your head.
It feels like this would be hard to forget.
You might be surprised what's hard to forget. Or easy to remember. I'm going to leave you with one more thing, Tanya.
Yeah.
That incident in
The
the
the White
car.
House incident.
No, no, no. The incident on the road. You were not supposed to survive that.
The Guar guy? He was supposed to kill us?
Don't worry about it for now, sugar. Just go on back.
What's with the TV, though?
Just go on back now. You've seen what you need to see. And indeed, you find yourself just walking back to the
Oh,
resort
okay.
on the short paved path, the paved hike, and the dinner chime. Doom, doom, doom. Dings. And that's where we'll leave our session for today. We'll go straight to Stars and Wishes. Whoever wants to go first, take it away.
I can go. So big stars for frazzled Tanya and the shit lecture. That scene was great. Standing on top of the pool on the glass bridge and being lectured about the world by a tech bro was just perfect. Uh, I really enjoyed this at the beginning of the session when Santiago was anointed as a celebrity. Brian, you just went all in. Bouncy castle full of cocaine was not what I expected to ever be a plot point in anything I ever played. But hey, public access has a way of surprising you. Um, I'm really looking forward to seeing what is coming next. And just this is, I've done Convergence before. This is such an interesting new take on it, and I'm loving seeing the new dynamics to the characters. And now that Tanya has heard about not being supposed to survive in that other universe, I want to see how that affects that other universe if we go back. Good times. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a good time. This is the first time since I've run this since I kind of rewrote the Mike's mystery to be more for a lost transmission. I've also rewritten the dream, incidentally, to be a lost transmission as well. Um, uh, it's the first time I've run it, and the one thing I was really uncertain about was the key of cleansing, and there's still two more to go. But I was like, I hope that the group gets what I'm doing here with this. Like, my idea is we explore the relationship with the celebrity and everyone's perspective on life with them, and it's eventually going to lead to the actual White Castle incident, right? And so I feel like we're doing a good job, like kind of figuring that out, and I'm really happy with it. Um, you're intentionally meant to be a little unmoored when this starts, and I thought everybody did a good job of like easing into what this new thing was, right? Um, and yeah, so that was really enjoyable. I feel like once we everybody kind of like wrapped their head around what we were doing, we kind of got into it really nicely. And yeah, it's Star for the Mystery. I really like Convergence. It's like it's just such a like it so answers that one part of like this sort of like weird desert cult subgenre of fiction. It kind of like answers that part of it that public access wants to have. And so I always just love running it. It's such weird oddball characters, and I also just like to I just like to play like really fucked up rich people, who like it's like White Lotus, but like cosmic horror. It's pretty great.
I can hop in. I liked that Ben coined the phrase the White Castle incident, and that's kind of come to define some of this. I don't know if I misheard or if Mike said this on purpose, but I thought Mike just recently said the White House incident in playing Tanya, and maybe I misheard it. Maybe it was a deliberate.
I don't
The
remember.
White House is one of the pillars that's getting audio, or we're getting from one of the pillars, we're getting audio
Okay, all
from
right,
the White House.
all right.
And yeah, that was a little bit of a play.
So
Mm,
that merging is bizarre in a really fun way.
that convergence, if you will.
Yes, exactly. Loving Tanya as the awkward publicist here. Mike, you're a little pod of music. That was phenomenal. Um, what does that say? Oh, just the Miss Oaks, you need to relax from Jason, and then oral stimulation. No, I had to clarify the spelling of oral here. Um, and what else? Oh, early on out of the gate, Ben said that what made Dash feel awkward was all the straights, and I just loved the setting the scene really quickly with that. And then it's sort of a wish. I'm waiting to see Burning Man at Burning Man.
Um, I jumping off Jason, the point on the characters, like the characters in this and you bringing them to life, like they're just wild, and it's so fun to see them like come off of the page. And yeah, a lot of this was just us interacting with those characters, but it felt really engaging to me. It was really interesting. It's yeah, and I think I'd mentioned like it's really interesting to see these riffs on our core characters. Um, one like a weird like meta convergency star for Ben. I watched the recording of you all playing the first Convergence, and in that one you pursue Tets Falcone. Um, and so like this being an alternate reality of your other campaign. And there's something about like Ben's characters at Converge are pursuing older men. There or yeah, these sort of relationships here is interesting and like fun in this sort of like meta convergence way. Um, yeah, Brian Starr for just like getting pushed into the celebrity thing and feeling super uncomfortable with it. Um, but it just kind of like coming to, I think this is one of the things we've talked about with like the more like surreal Brindleverse games is that idea of just like throwing something out there that feels weird and doesn't feel quite right, and then just sort of like working as a group to kind of like explain it and
Well, we
tether
came
it
to that
in.
really terrific, which is another star for me. That really terrific, like the like Rainbow Bridge lore, like it almost
Yeah.
feels like, which is incidentally, I don't want to cut you off. Sorry, Mike, but like it
Oh,
reminds me a little bit of it almost like when you were all kind of describing the Rainbow Bridge scenes, it reminded me a lot of the TV show flashbacks in Nope, with
oh yeah.
the with the chimpanzee,
Hmm,
like kind
hmm.
of gave me that vibe, right? Of like, we all have this like shared thing, this history that sort of is in the back and kind of yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It felt right to me. It felt like really good, and I thought it went to some places I wasn't expecting, and I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Um, the other star was actually, yeah, for the like the format change is the way that that key of cleansing works. That's also, for what it's worth, how overtures, which are Planet Raygun's version of the unseen
Branches
work,
or unseen. Oh
where
yeah, yeah.
yeah, where each character like gets their initial core prompt and then you hear how the other characters like relate to it. And it's really fun. So I found it really neat to again like see us kind of like from a design sense like converge on this idea of the sort of like
Converge, if
call
you
and
will.
yeah, call and response prompt. So yeah, it's really fun. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully it is good and it's not just me enjoying it because it's a thing that I wrote. But yeah, it's weird and surreal, and I this feels like the first act. The White Lotus thing, it feels so much like a White Lotus episode,
It
and
does,
like
yeah.
but like I also know like it's the White Lotus episode that is going to turn into like actual like weird surreal blood sacrifice. Like White Lotus, those seasons always feel like, is this gonna go in this direction?
They always feel like they're leading up to something like that, right? And they never
Yeah,
quite do, but
and they
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
But this is
There's a
that
feeling of
version of
dread,
that.
yeah.
Uh-huh. This is the version of that that is going to turn in that way. So it's yeah, I think like that the next act or two are going to be really interesting. This, so I'm wishing that's my wish is looking
Yeah,
forward
White
to it.
Lotus always has this like sense of like dread, right? Like you're
Hmm.
like, and it does always end in a kind of like explosion of chaos and stuff. You're right. It always feels like there's something going on underneath it, and you just like get this like pit in your stomach, like, oh, there's like something going on here. And I think that's the beauty of the show. Like it kind of like strings you along on this like baseline of like something really bad is going on, So yeah, it's great. But no, you're right. Yeah, Convergence is like really explicit, or much more explicit. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else. Any more stars and wishes? Fantastic. I will stop the recording now.